sounds silly, dear, but do it for me, please.
Alright, we are live. Hello everybody. Thank you for joining in to the weekly Dev Talk. Let me do the smooth transition here. There we go. Alright, so on the screen now, just showing some old footage of playing No Man's Sky. I'm not playing right now. I don't think I could multitask that well. But we'll just leave that running in the background. I see Sphinx is in the DevTalk channel. Hey Sphinx. Well, it looks like it's just going to be me presenting today. So I'm just going to go through some of the stuff that is written down in our little document. Don't really have anything new to show you. Anything that's hasn't been shown before. Let me see if I can get this emulator on screen. It's going to be massive. There you go. Just put that over there. Alright, we'll hide that for now.
Not treated right, he's even programmed to die.
When is the music a bit too loud? I'll just dump it a bit. Alright, yeah. I hope everyone's been having a good week. It's been pretty quiet. I think we've all been waiting for the No Man's Sky news to come out, and there hasn't been all that much. Lots and lots of patches. I can get one of these on screen, I guess, eh? So the latest one that we've had was this one, Crosspatch 2.5 1.54. So it looks like they fixed a lot of issues, but we're all still sitting here waiting for content, alright? But it is a little bit early. I think maybe if we go to Steam charts quickly. Steam charts. Here you go. So if you search for No Man's Sky on Steam charts, doesn't want to autocomplete for me. No? Okay. So we can see if we put it to all time. Thanks ads. So if we look at all time, then we can see that around, maybe there's the bubble. August, July, August. That's when there's a big surge in players, and that's usually because of an update. So it is a little bit early, expecting an update now in June. But yeah, I think we're all just eagerly waiting for content. One of the issues that we've been having this whole week, so switch this back, is emulator's almost there, is the Google sign-in that's been an issue. On the Assistant for No Man's Sky app, we've been struggling with that. It's been really frustrating. For whatever reason, the Google sign-in fails, and it doesn't even give me a nice error message. It just says sign-in failed. And then I sit here going, alright, how do I fix it? How do you fix an error that says error? So that has been a bit of a pain. You say there is no music. Maybe the music isn't very loud. Ooh. Let me do that. Oh, I wonder, Sphinx called, if the music isn't being broadcast on Discord. Let me see here quickly. Yeah, I think that may have been the problem, Sphinx Scott. I made a change now, so if you can hear it, I don't know. I definitely checked the stream settings this time, like double, triple checked it, and everything looked right. Okay. I guess that's kind of a Discord thing to not... I was sure that it shared the desktop audio. Oh well, it's not too bad. Might actually be a good thing that if people in the DevTalk channel can hear each other more clearly without the music playing. Just see if we can find anything on it. No. Man, there is a lot of settings in Discord. Alright. I'm not gonna worry about that. Let me switch back to the chat. Oh, okay. So you can hear the music on the YouTube channel, in the YouTube video. All right, that is weird. Yes. Oh, so just this video that's playing. This I think was quite a while ago. What I was trying to do here was trying to get a new spaceship. I saw some cool spaceships on the coordinate exchange, and I was like, I'm gonna go find these ships, I'm gonna go buy them. And I see that the error is still happening on the Google sign-in. It just fails. And it doesn't even show a little error message. It's now supposed to show an error message. That's so strange. Well, the error message would just say sign-in failed. Let's see if it happens here on the emulator now. So the thing that made this bug so difficult is that sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. So let me click this. Is that an error? Anything happening? Yeah, something broke. with the least descriptive error message. That's the error message I get. It just says platform exception, sign in failed. Not it failed because of this, it failed because of that. It just failed. So that's all it does now. I'm not sure what's going on with it. Oh, you know what? This might be an issue with being in debug mode. I thought that it would. I thought if I took away the debug mode, then it wouldn't give me any more troubles. Looks like I was wrong. Alright. That's unfortunate. By the way, can you change the text font of the chat that's displayed on your screen to custom text font? I can sure try. And let's see. Oh, that's not the button that I was supposed to click. That's also not the button I was supposed to click. This one. No, this one. Ah, okay, cool. Found it. So the chat box. Oh, you know what? This chat box, it's controlled by Streamlabs. And please hold on, please hold on. Chat box. Yeah, so I have it on old school mode. So I can change it to Twitch. I don't think I can put in a custom font. No, I can't put in a custom font. That is a little bit unfortunate. You know, maybe we can actually, because this little chat box has some CSS on it. Yeah, there's some CSS here. Oh boy, we're gonna do a thing. It's gonna be great. So let's save this and I'll show you what I'm doing. Let's go to GitHub. Get the No Man's Sky enhanced not images, font. Oh boy, I'm actually quite excited. We're gonna get this working. So something that, so this guy asks you to, okay, this repo expects you to import from the CSS. And I'm wondering if that'll work. So now what I'm doing is I'm editing the chat window. So I'm going to say body, then anything that's inside the body, do that. I suspect it won't work because of that import. Alright, but if you send something now, Sphinx Cult, that should show. Whether it's going to be in the right font or not is a different question. The other thing we can do is we just need to create this. So let me open a notepad here quickly. A notepad++. Alright, it'll be easier here to edit it. So then we need the URL. So I'm just going to test that this works. Okay, let's do one at a time. Copy. Enter. Yeah, it does work. Alright, it's downloading it. I didn't want it to download, but it's downloading it. But that does mean that it's working. Alright. You don't even see the chat on the screen. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Let's put this back here. Maybe move the chat there. Hey, Matteo. Thanks for joining. Let me slap this here. Alright. Now, what we're doing, Matteo, is we're going to make the stream use the No Man's Sky font. It's going to be great. Alright, now I'm just going to edit this little window. Okay. Man, they don't make the windows very big. So what you want to do, oof. This is why I put it in Notepad, because I can't read anything that's happening in there. So what we're doing is we've declared a font face, and then I believe we just need this. Say done. All right. I think that'll work. Can I, if I send something,
Yes, it's she.
does it show on screen?
So what happened?
Oh, my comments don't show. Is that a feature? Is that how that's supposed to work? They don't make it very easy to test these things out. Let's make this go away. Yeah, sorry, I can't really test it. I need someone to send a message. Let's see, maybe. Let's go check what else we can do in here. Ooh. Refresh cache of current page. Ah. Oh no, my comment did come through. It just took a while. There we go. No Man's Sky font. Let me make this font. Can I make this font bigger? Because it's quite small. Chat delay. No. I can't actually make it bigger. Okay, well, we can't make it bigger this way. I'll have to do it with CSS. So let's do that. Alright. Body. So all you got to do is you say font dash size, and we're going to go 1.5 EM. That should be fine. Mateo, I'm trying to make the chat that shows up here use the No Man's Sky font. And now I'm going to make it a bit bigger as well. Oh no, I made it too big. Oh, undo. Alright, let's drop that size. 1.5 EM is obviously way too big. How do we make the chat stay on for longer? Oh, there's a button here for changing the font size. I was being silly. Let me remove my my hack. There you go. And then refresh the cache. Alright. And here is on Streamlabs, it actually has a font size. So let's go to 30 pixels and save that. Yeah. Oh, okay, it's there. I don't know if this is now the latest or not. And Sphinx Gold, the color of your chat is always changing. Alright, I'm gonna make this slightly bigger. Go 38 pixels. Alright. There we go. Alright, sync in the app. Yes, Mateo. Still not working. The problem is that when I try to figure out what's wrong with it, then it starts working on my side. So it's very frustrating. I see that on the latest version it's still not showing, still not working. And I'll show you now. So there it broke. And now this is what I see on my side. It just says, okay, it throws a whole bunch of stuff, but all that it really matters is it says unhandled exception, platform exception, sign in failed. And it's like, okay, thanks. What failed about it? How can I fix it? And there's no information about it. And sometimes when I uninstall the app to install an older version to test if the older version works, then, oh, sorry, a little WhatsApp came in. When I use an older version, then it sometimes fixes it, and then I go back to the newest version, and then it's not a problem anymore. So I'm struggling to actually pinpoint the issue. I even put in a little error message now to kind of help with it, but the error message isn't showing. So something is going wrong. It's failing, and the app doesn't even know that it's failing. The app thinks everything went fine. Let me just so you can see. All right, it looks very scary, but it's really not. Here I'm saying catch the error. If there's an error, it will try and sign you out, and then it'll show a little dialog that says unable to log into your Google account. That's all I'm expecting it to do. I just wanted to say unable to log in, but it doesn't. It just disappears. So there's some problem there. I think that it has something to do with Firebase, but I'm not 100% sure. Also, another problem now is that this is running in debug mode, and debug mode is not going to work because I went and removed all of the debug mode keys just so that I could get the production version working. But obviously the production version isn't even working, so I'm gonna have to, I don't know what I'm gonna have to do. It was difficult like this in the beginning to get it to work the first time, and then when it started working, it just continued to work. And now I can't get it to work. I don't know what it's upset about. There's a huge delay. Stupid capitals. It's normal. There's always a delay. Using vocal chats too. Oh, not the chat. AssistantNMS, move the chat to the lower right hand corner so Matt can see the font. Cool. Lower right. It isn't right aligned. Let me go away. Alright. Okay, there we go. It's in the lower right. Let's see if I can make it right aligned. Oh, you can even paste in custom. Okay. Alright. I'm learning so much from these from the Streamlabs. Alright, but it's in the bottom right now. Ah, okay. Maybe it would make more sense to have like a little bit of a background, right? Because the chat is difficult to see on whatever you're viewing it on. It's also very big. The chat box at the moment is like, ooh, where's my mouse? There's my mouse. The chat box is all the way over here. This whole bottom right of the, what is this? Ah. Anyway, I'm gonna just move it back. I don't know, I like it being here in the middle, maybe bottom. Yeah, let's put it at the bottom left. Nothing shows in the bottom left, right? Alright. Yeah, so that's, the sync is still a big issue. I'm still struggling with the sync. I don't know what I'm gonna do to fix it. It's really silly. Maybe 80% transparent black box. Yeah, that might be nice. I wonder. It's I can do it. Just takes a little bit of time. I wonder if it's even worth it. So, in case you were curious, on Streamlabs you just click like add, and then you got all of this stuff. Now to put a little black box, maybe color source. Let's do color. I didn't see transparency, and we'll call it chat box. I don't know, checkbox background. Add. Here we go. Alright, so we'll make it black. And then the transparency, it's not really letting me set the transparency. This is the box that I have. Okay, well, our chat box is 800 by 600. So let's do that. Slap this there. And we just have this random black box on the screen. Alright, now to apply transparency on that, it doesn't want to, guys. It doesn't want to apply transparency. Alright, I'm going to delete it. I think the way you can get around it is if you you upload an image. You use an image that has some transparency. You can get around that. Might actually be if you add like a layer, you might be able to do that. Oh well, I can work on that. I wonder if like other streamers would like to have this this No Man's Sky font in the bottom left. Maybe we just gotta ask some people if that's what they want, because it's not too difficult to add. It does look like scary code though. Let's take this. I'm just gonna copy all of it out. Oh, you know what? I'm being silly. It's right here. Let's give it a transparency of 0.5. There we go. No? 0.5 too much? Too little? 0.75. Alright. There should be transparency now. I may have made it worse. Oh no. So in this little window, let's put it over here. There is, so in the same place that we were editing the font, here's the background color, RGB. So it should have transparency now. Sell them this idea. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So transparency 1 is completely solid. And why does it keep flashing? It like keeps it for a second and then it goes away. Alright, I'm gonna leave it for a little bit and see if it stays. Alright. If you want ship slots, you'll need about 3 billion. Oh yeah. Talking about, so in this stream, I was busy trying to get cool looking spaceships, and I found some cool ships that I wanted on the No Man's Sky coordinate exchange. So I was busy going to go fetch them. I think I ended up buying like 2 spaceships that I liked. Tell PT Captain Steve and others. Sell them this idea. Yeah, I wonder how if we could make money off of it. I don't think so. I know Streamlabs has like a pretty extensive market, so we could maybe make a plugin or something on the market and then people would use it. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. While I was busy with it, I wanted to copy the code out so I have it for somewhere else so I can use it. There you go. Alright, I don't know why the background color doesn't work, but this is all we need really. There you go. So we could actually apply this font on Streamlabs, or you can apply it locally on your computer. So either way, it should work fine. See, there's a good group on Facebook about ships and multi-tools. Why does Streamlabs think that all streamers are hackermen? Only because they have to edit CSS crap, because Streamlabs can't just make buttons for easier use. Yeah, I think what the power that comes from Streamlabs is that everything is pretty much a website. So like that chat box is actually just a web page. So if I wanted to have some custom something coming through on the screen, I could just have it be a web page and have it show. But yeah, it's not very user friendly to people who don't know how that stuff kind of works. But they have some good tools. I mean, the setting up the Discord overlay, that was crazy simple. And we can actually edit that overlay as well, because you can also just give it your own CSS. So in theory, it could also make my name be in the No Man's Sky font. Yeah, and it's even got the same CSS that the chat box has. So we just paste it in. Oh look, this one gets transparency. Why does this one get transparency? Madness. There we go. Now my name has got the Now my name's got it. Now the chat box, I wish it would get a little bit of transparency, a little bit of black background, but it really doesn't care. I keep applying it and it doesn't care. The other thing that we can do, which is a terrible thing, is this is what you should never do in CSS, and I'm going to show you. So you have, it looks terrible here just because there's no formatting. There we go, I formatted it. So you have your property and then you have the value that you're giving it. So what you can do is you can put exclamation mark important, and then it'll be more important. Oh, there we go. All right, so that was the issue. All right, so the way that CSS works is they have kind of rules. So your CSS, everything that you declare is a rule, but to know which one to apply to the box, it does this kind of calculation where if you use a tag, which is like body, that has like a score of 10 or something, if you use a dot before the body, so a class, then it has like a score of 10, something silly like that. And it calculates that score, and eventually then it knows which rules to apply. So by putting exclamation mark important, you're saying like, this is a super important rule. Please apply like a score of 1,000 or something. Let's make this box a little bit prettier. Border radius, and then you just give it like a random value, 25 pixels. That's not very round. 250 pixels. It actually does not care. It doesn't care about my border radius. If you want to make a circle, usually say 100%. Nope. No. Oh, maybe we need another important. Maybe there's some other rule somewhere. No. Alright. We were having fun. We were messing around. Let's make it 5. Yeah. It now looks quite random with this with this block, but it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We just leave the block. I'm gonna move this block slightly up. There you go. Alright. Make your own freaking one. No. Message retracted. Was that my dog? No, that's my neighbor's dogs. My dog doesn't bark. Well, if he barks, it's serious. My neighbor's dog barks at everything. We've really focused on this chat box. I don't like it being so big. I'm gonna make it. Ooh, no, 600. Yeah, that's better. And then make it 400. All right. Chat is a little bit smaller. To be fair, we don't have that much chat, so this is all right. Oh, and it fits perfectly over the analysis visor. The exact thing that I was looking at in the stream the whole time. He does not bark, not anymore. No, I didn't say anymore. He's a very good boy. He doesn't bark unless if someone knocks at the door, then he'll give like 2-3 barks. Otherwise, he's quiet. He does like a grumble. He'll do an internal bark, but he knows he's not allowed to bark in the house. Sometimes on the way out of the house, he'll bark. And then he usually gets like, I usually just shout at him like, Eddie. But yeah, he's pretty chilled. He's just in his bed. He's very calm. He doesn't worry about it. Let's see. Poor doggy. No, the doggy's outside. Oh, my neighbor's dogs are a little bit sad. Yeah, I think, well, they want to come inside, and usually I would let them in, but they pee against everything, so they're not allowed to come inside anymore. Well, they have 4 dogs, but there's 2 little ones and 2 big ones, and the 2 little ones are amazing. They're just little fluff balls, but the 2 big ones they're both boys, and they want to pee against everything, so they're not allowed in. So now all of them aren't allowed in. Alright, let's go see what else we have to talk about here. Moonshots. No, I don't want to go about that. I don't want to talk about Redis. Maybe let me show you guys something cool. I'm gonna have to pull in another screen here, or a different screen. So I don't know if you guys have ever thought of how the app works. I guess I could say it like that. No, I can't do that. I cannot copy this image. Alright, I'm just gonna do this then. Boom. Can we open actually a new tab? There you go. F11. Alright. Cats are better. No, they're not. Why don't you like having a cat? I don't know. Cats are. My dog is close enough to a cat. Okay. My dog doesn't. My dog doesn't. He doesn't jump and he's not overexcited. He's very calm and he kind of does his own thing. He doesn't always want attention. Yeah, I just never been a cat person. Like I like them enough. I'll pet them, but I'm not. I don't really want to own one. They seem really fussy. I love dogs. Like my dog and I can run around and play. He likes messing around with tennis balls, so that's fun. With a cat, I don't think you'd get that much enjoyment. But yeah, I play with my friends' cats when I go visit. Though I haven't seen them in a long time now. Let's see. We're on the same rail. Can't see your message in the YouTube chat. Are you on Discord? No, I'm chatting on YouTube. That's weird, Sphinx. Can you see Mateo's messages in the stream? Is that the only place you're seeing them, Sphinx? Oh, now this chat bubbles. What if I do this? Oh yeah, that's perfect. Hi Shakar, yeah I did. I went solo today. Oh, it's good timing as well. Thanks for joining. Now I can show you the whole infrastructure of what the Assistant for No Man's Sky app looks like. Let's see, can we get a big mouse pointer? Apparently not. You know, I'm gonna do something real crazy. You guys are gonna love it. Projects. Let's see. You know what? It's not gonna be as easy as I thought. It's like the story of my life. Oh, my dog's up. Yep. All right. Goodness. Oh, you guys are having issues in the chat. You can't see each other's messages. That is very strange. Sphinx, can you see any like Shakar's messages? Well, obviously Mateo can see Sphinx Court's chat because he's responding. Yeah, let's see. I can get a stream isn't blurry. Yeah, it's an improvement. Don't know what I changed. Okay, we need like a cursor. We need some sort of cursor so I can move it around. Oh boy, this is a big one. I'm just going to steal this cursor quickly. No one say anything. Transparent. We need it to be transparent. I wish I could get like a No Man's Sky cursor. Oh, I could. You guys want to see what it looks like going through the game files? Alright, let's do that quickly. Modding. Let me keep this chat open here. Alright, so in the unpacked game files, there are some images here. Oh, what happened to the music? Oh. Spotify says I don't have internet connectivity anymore.
If he's not treated right,
There we go.
he's even programmed to die
not repeat, shuffle, perfect. All right, I'm back. I'm talking to myself the whole time, but I just don't see the others' messages. That sucks, Sphinx Cold. I don't really know what the problem is there. Alright, so we're in unpacked. We want textures, UI, front end, icon. Oh, it was there. There's cursor. So that is that the No Man's Sky cursor? It looks wrong to me. That's not the most HD. Alright, so what we can do... No, I don't want you to update. So let's drop this on the desktop and we'll do that. Okay, now what I'm going to do in Streamlabs is I'm going to add an image. Here we go, add an image. You can just do it like this. So click image, add source. It keeps pulling everything to the left. So we're going to add a new one. We're going to call it NMS cursor. Keeps bringing the window to the left. Alright, browse.
I know it sounds silly, dear.
Okay, and then we go and select the cursor. Done. Okay, now we have it. Oh, it's over my face. And I can make it. Oh, does this feel No Man's Sky-y? Yeah, I didn't think this through. It doesn't look great on the white. Can I invert maybe? No. Oh. Can you see this? If yes, then press F. Half F. I see it on code screen. I'm on YouTube. Man, we are having... See, I did say that we have technical difficulties. I think in the Twitch message I said we'll have the right amount of technical difficulties today. Alright, I gotta find a different icon. It's not UI, it's textures, UI, HUD. Oh, much better. Alright, so we need something that will look good on any color. Man, I guess the arrows. But here you can see all the icons that are in the game. Theoretically, if you were to... So you can edit these and then use a different tool to compile them back into pack files. And then you can have these edited icons in your game. But I'm not going to do that. That's a bit of effort. I was really hoping that there would be a nice icon here that we could just use. But it's not going 100% great. Let's just use the pickaxe. But a blue one. I don't see a blue one. Okay, we'll use the atlas. That'll be easy. So, oh, it's tiny. It's absolutely tiny. Tips. Ooh. There's some pretty cool icons in here, but none that I... Alright, I've made my decision. We're doing Corrupted Sentinel. It's also not very big. Ugh, I'm getting confused with the two screens now. Alright, we want this in PNG. Put it on the desktop. Alright. I'm gonna throw this back on this screen. And then I'm gonna change this cursor. Properties. And we're gonna use the Corrupted Sentinel. Done. Alright, oh no. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Alright, Sentinel icon. Hey Monkey Man. Thanks for joining. This is the this is kind of the architecture of the Assistant for No Man's Sky apps. It's gonna get a bit crazy. Alright. So I'm gonna just grab this icon if it would let me. Alright. We're now a floating icon. So we all know about the Flutter app, the Android and iOS app, right? But the Android and iOS app are just kind of a way for you to view the data. So a lot of the stuff are saved on the apps. So like all the recipes and the translations, all that kind of stuff is on the app. Things that aren't on the app is like the community missions or donators or contributors, all those things that you need internet access to access. They are on the server. All right, and the server is sitting. Okay, it's not very clear, but the server is over here. This guy, our API documentation. I'll make this guy a little bit smaller. Oh, that's bigger. This is very uncomfortable. This is adjusting. There we go. All right, so that's where the API is sitting. Over there. Sorry. So that's kind of where the app talks to that, and it does that through a C# web API. So you don't have to know what that means. Just know that it's some software sitting on the server, and the app will go and communicate with the API to get data. Now the API can access Hello Games' stuff, so their website and their Galactic Atlas API. So if you're wondering why I keep saying API, API is just like a way for programs to communicate with other programs. And the No Man's Sky Assistant one is a web API, so it works on the web. Hello Games has the Galactic Atlas API, and that we can see if we just do a little sneaky. I'll show you here, nomansky.com. And then we just go to the Galactic Atlas. All right, and if you open your inspector, there's going to be a little bit of a pain to show now. Okay. Oh, did I just break the site? Whoops. All right. So if you watch the network requests, we're going to go to community research, and there you see that request right there. That's what the site is making to their API. So I can see what its URL is like and what it's going to return. And so I just add that to the API. Not that, this. So I just add it to my API to know how to connect to their API. There's some weirdness, like we don't know what the current mission ID is. So it's kind of a guess. So I save it in my database, which is sitting, here it is. This is the database. So I save what our current mission ID is, and when a new one comes, I just change the value here so that we always know what the mission ID is. But now, how do we know when it changes? That's where Tracker comes in. So Tracker has pretty much all of the capabilities of API, but it isn't accessible to the rest of the world. So what Tracker does is so it's a bit different. There's a bunch of trackers, but each one of them will talk to a service like every 10 minutes or every 5 minutes. So for the Galactic Atlas API, I think Tracker is talking to it every 5 minutes. So every 5 minutes it asks, hey, what's your mission ID? And if it's 100%, if the current community mission is 100%, then Tracker will be like, cool, what's the next mission ID? Has that started? And if that one is 1%, then we know that the community mission has started. And then we'll go and set the value in the database. And then when the app asks for it through the API, it will get the correct mission ID and then talk to Galactic Atlas API. Let me just catch up. You guys are talking. Your web API is in C#. Interesting. Yeah, the web API is in C#. I'm using .NET Core, so you can host it on Linux and whatnot. I really like C#, so everything I have is everything backend is C#. Alert code is spying on all of us. Probably. This should be in the game files. Maybe? I'm not sure what that was about. How can I mention someone? Yep. First letter capital. Monkey Man, not for me. Oof, it tagged me. Monkey Man. Oh, okay. All right. So Tracker does that for the Galactic Atlas API and for the No Man's Sky website. So Tracker will actually go and look at the website and then try and decipher like the news articles and release notes and things like that. So this is actually kind of a slow process. It takes quite a while, and I think it's because No Man's Sky's website isn't like there isn't a nice CDN sitting in front of it, or it might just be that they're not focused on traffic coming from South Africa. So it used to take very long, right? Be anywhere between 2 to 5 seconds for API to talk to the No Man's Sky website and then decipher what is coming out of it and then send it to the app. So Tracker is now anyway communicating with the website and with the API every 5 minutes or every 10 minutes. And so what it does is it actually goes and saves that answer in Redis. So Redis is a database, but it's more like, I don't want to be too technical, but it's just like a nice place to put stuff. It's like putting stuff in memory so you can fetch it again later. So now, instead of when you ask for a community mission, going to API then looking at the Galactic Atlas API, waiting for it to respond, then getting the value, doing a little bit of like some changes on the data, and then sending it to the app. Now instead, when you request it, the API will first go and check, hey, is it in Redis? Yes, it is. All right, return. And that is so fast. I think if I bring up my analytics, most of the API's responses are something like, I think it's 30 milliseconds is the average. I'll bring that up quickly. Oh, now I've lost my screen. All right, so Tracker has started getting more and more features. So it does a lot of things like it'll actually check the database for what our current version is, and it uses. So I'm missing a few things on this diagram, but it has a way to check what the latest version is on Android and iOS, and if it sees that it changes, it will then go and set the new version in the database, and then when the apps ask, hey, am I on the latest version, the API can quickly look up and say yes or no. So yeah, there's a there's a lot of functionality here. Also, you'll have noticed that some of the tweets that come out are like very quick. So when No Man's Sky releases, makes a release note or a news item, there is Tracker is usually faster at sending a tweet about it than No Man's Sky is about it, because Tracker is always asking the No Man's Sky website, is there a new news item or release item? Is there? And if it finds one, it'll actually go and send a message on Twitter, and it'll go and send a message on Discord. And what's not here is that it also sends messages to my Slack workspace. Oh, and also Tracker also sends to the No Man's Sky community developers Discord. So there's a large amount of places that it sends messages to. You can see, oh, carrying this icon everywhere. C# is nice. Mbin compiler C#. Yeah. Oh, Monkey Man, I don't know if you were there when I talked about it, but I actually made use of the Mbin compiler DLL file. So that's now in my little console app to decompile the game files. So instead of me going through the 85 language files with the No Man's Sky mod station and doing each one, double clicking each one of the files to extract it into EXML, my console app now does it for me. It takes maybe like 30 seconds. But yeah, that's saving me a couple of minutes every time. Kurt, I'll explain as simple as possible. Also Kurt. The thing in the game files is probably the mission ID. Oh, there is mission IDs for the Quicksilver store. So if you know what the current mission ID is, then you can see what the current Quicksilver item is. By the way, there's the bot that automatically posts update news on the subreddit. No, there isn't. It's very possible to do that. I just haven't done it. But that might be helpful. Yeah, this unfortunately the Reddit is like completely manual. What's the current community mission ID? I can tell you. So you guys are about to see the admin portal. I'll throw it on here. Okay, so this is the admin portal. So this is just a front end. Let me actually, I'm not logged into my one password. Give me a second. So the API has a lot of admin functions to it. There we go. So if we go to settings, so this is just like a little JavaScript, little Angular front end that lets me manage things. So I can see like what's in cache right now. So like version is in cache. So if I click this button, you'll see that a current version is 1.41, even though 1.42 is out on Android and iOS. I'm waiting for Tracker to still figure that out. It should be in a couple of hours that it'll figure it out, and then it'll change this to automatically say 1.42, because 1.42 is here. Oh, and I never updated the Android ID. Oops. Alright, but the current community mission ID is 32. So yeah, that is one of the things that was very confusing. If we go back to the Galactic Atlas API here, let's open Inspector, do that. Alright, so you'll see here the Galactic Atlas API takes in the mission ID and then the platform. So I'm just going to change it to PC. So you can pass in any value that you want here. So let's go 31. That was last week's one, or the last one that we had. But where it gets this number, this 32, I have absolutely no idea. I have tried to go through the code here. I know that they're using a React app. Where is the thing that I'm looking for? I'm not going to go through it now. Anyway, they're using a React app. I honestly I haven't seen any network requests come through that return that ID. I can't imagine that they're redeploying the whole site each time, because that would just be absolutely insane. See, these are all the XHR requests. Oh, that's not good. There we go. So I haven't found where that ID comes from. So I'm kind of forced to just hit 32. So I'll hit the current one, so which is 32, every 5 minutes. And if I see that the percentage is 100, then Tracker will go and say, what's 33 at? And 33 is at 0%, so I assume it hasn't started. As soon as this becomes a 1, that's when Tracker will say, the next community mission has started, it's 33, it'll go and set this value to 33, it will go and send a tweet, it'll change the value in what API responds with to be mission ID 33, everything changes. Now the thing I was going to show you guys was the portal, the Azure portal. But while we're here, let me just change the version number, the version ID, because I was lazy, forgot to do this. Done. Alright, so you'll see I've set this to the year 2021. So this is my own web app, but I've set this to 2021, and this is what the app uses to figure out if it needs to update. So Android will say, this is my version code. Is my version code the same as this latest one? If it isn't, then I need to show a banner that we need to update. Pretty much that. iOS has its own one, and web, I never actually got around to adding web. But so if you go to version, you'll see that 41 is the latest one that it returns, even though 142 is there, but it's because 142, oh, that's his donation date. But you'll see that 142 will only be available in 2021. But Tracker, once it figures out that 1.42 is available, it'll go and set this date to the date that it became available. So I'm just waiting for that to happen. Let me get the portal.azure open here and see if you guys have been talking to me while I was ranting. Not the same format as the game files. I think maybe found an index in the game files. So I have found that mission ID. I'm just going to go to modding, unpacked, not unpacked. Let's go to project. is it this one? Yeah, metadata, reality. There is the store, purchasable specials. These are not, there we go. So with this one, you'll see that the shop number. So if we go to shop number 32, which is our current one, here it is, you'll see the Bobble Atlas is what's available. So that's how I can say in the app, all right, this is the current version. This is what's currently in the community, in the Quicksilver store. And then obviously just add one to that, and you know what's going to come out in the next community mission. So we know that the ship trails are next. But yeah, here we go. So this is what I wanted to show you guys. The API, it responds, the .NET Core API is just so fast. So you can see all the timings are in milliseconds. I mean, to respond in 3 milliseconds is just, that's my longest running one. Oh no, 70 milliseconds. Okay, that's quite long. But I mean, that's nothing. And that's getting a permission for a user, which was just now me. I just logged in. Get all donations, yeah. So all of these, mostly database calls, but yeah, it's instant. If I look at the longest running ones, I think it's the, oh, sorry, this is in the last hour. I should have put it to like 3 days or something. Get untranslated items. So this is people translating in the last 3 days. That took a second. So this one actually goes and downloads the file from GitHub and then does a bit of comparison before returning it, where this one just downloads the whole file and sends it. Submitting, those are posts, receiving feedback. So, I mean, the .NET Core API is blazing fast, and I love it. Search mission index in that file. Okay. Mission index. No. Oh, sorry. In the community mission table, there are submit contribution things. It has an index. Could be used to spoof this. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I honestly don't know how they track these things. If you know how to use Wireshark properly, I would pay good money for that. So I did launch the game, and I tried to monitor the network traffic to see, just to see how it's getting this data, how it's getting like the. So we all share the same community mission. I wanted to get what the mission's name was and what the reward was, but I could not for the life of me figure out how to use Wireshark to figure that out. It was an absolute pain. I just got confused. Oh, wrong file. This is a delay killer. You can join the No Man's Sky Community Developers DevTalk channel. I am streaming in Discord as well, and then there'll be no delay. And you can also just tell me, and you don't have to type. Man, I feel like I went really off topic there. Strayed very far away. Let's kill all of these. I'm gonna keep this for myself. Alright, but yeah, so this is kind of the architecture of the Assistant for No Man's Sky app. There is quite a few things missing. Some things I've omitted. So there's also, let's see, there's a tools site as well. Also, the main website is now completely different. There's an actual tool that builds the main website so that the main website is always flat files so that it's easier to cache. Hey, Monkey Man.
Hey.
You just had to come tell me how to find the stuff, didn't you?
The delay was too annoying.
Alright, awesome. Yeah, can you see my screen?
Can I see it through Discord, or do I have to be on YouTube?
You should be able to see it through Discord. You just got to click on the DevTalk channel.
Oh, interesting. Okay, cool.
Let me just close that.
I found it.
Alright. Okay, so I got that open.
Let's see. Okay, there we go. So it's in the community mission table.
In the community
so metadata simulation missions.
Oh shit, okay. Let me go through this bit then. Metadata,
Simulation.
simulation. I've never gone into
Yeah.
this folder before.
Simulation has a lot of very good stuff. Missions. And the community mission table is what you want to decompile.
Oh, no way. So it's actually, so it's pre-planned. It's not like live.
Yep, it's all that. It's got all the information for the next mission there as well, I think.
Oh, you're kidding.
You gotta ask them what things more often. We know things.
Damn, dude. Alright, I've never looked in the simulation folder. I don't even see it.
Simulation is, yeah, it's got a lot of really good stuff on yeah. Geez, you're still using modding station.
Yeah, I haven't updated
Do you
my
have
setup.
if you've got so mbin compile has a really cool feature. If you just open it command line and just give it the argument register, it'll add itself to the system path, and then all you have to do is just open your command line in a folder and then just type in, mbin compiler and then whatever the file name is, and it'll just decompile it.
Damn. Okay. I didn't even think about adding the mbin compiler to my path. That would make so much sense.
Yeah, I've got my GitHub release build folder added to it, so I always have the most recent version of it in my path, which is useful. Anyway, if you search for, what was it? Mission index.
Mission index. Ooh.
So these here, so the Atlas send submit contribution, that basically that's sending a contribution of 1 to that mission index. So there's about 8 instances in this, and you can see 32 is there. So it'll have basically contribution. So it has information probably about all of these. So there's only 8 things in this one. Basically, this community mission table updates as the game does. And so, yeah, this will have information on all the community missions. So, yeah.
Okay. Damn. It is a bit
Yeah,
strange.
the mission files are very very hard to understand. There is a lot going on them.
It looks like it. And it's weird that that it's in the rewards. In the rewards, then it has the mission ID.
Yeah, so I think that's because it'll be part of a step. So the reason missions are very complicated is because there's steps involving what you need to do and all these various things, and it's just like an entire all the things that happen in the mission are all programmed in this thing. And so it gets pretty complicated, which is why there's pretty much no custom mission mods, because it's just so hard to actually mod a mission. Each mission here, some of these are a couple hundred lines, but some missions are 1,000 lines of EXML just because there's so much going on in them. So yeah.
Damn, yeah, I'm seeing this is going to be an absolute pain to go in and go through and get the localized text out of.
Yeah. Does XPath work on XML?
Yeah, it does, but I think because everything's a property, you're gonna get.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, sorry about that.
The first time I saw this, I was like, "Oh my god, how am I gonna traverse this tree?" But now I've actually got some helpers out. I've created some stuff for myself.
Yeah. I think that's a historic thing that they're always at. I think the idea was we were trying to mimic so there's actually a reason why it looks like this. So in the game's files, there's an MXML file. And so what the game does is it converts mbin files to MXML files, internally. And so what we wanted to do, what Emus wanted to do, was try and make it so that you could actually, the EXML format was as close to MXML as possible. Because the idea was that maybe we could actually just unpack the entire game into MXML and then just run the game from these files instead of from mbin files. And so you could run the entire game completely unpacked. But that never eventuated, and I think it never ended up being worth trying to actually see if it was working, so we just gave up.
Okay.
Yeah.
This kind of stuff blows my mind, man. How you guys even figured out this. It's insane.
The missions are a huge pain. They took so long to map. because there's like 150 different structures, like structs, and it's just an absolute mess. But we got them working eventually now, and all these files decompile and recompile perfectly. So I'm pretty happy that we're doing it right.
Yeah, it's insane. I can't even imagine like like the guys at Hello Games must just be like, how in the hell did they work this out? How did they figure this out?
Oh, they know that we've pulled apart the executable.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that even they wouldn't know how it looks, what their compiled code looks like in the exe and how to get stuff out of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But we're lucky. It's good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's good that the GOG version is DRM free because they actually Steam added DRM on top of the Steam version.
Oh.
But you can get around that. But anyway, the GOG version, you can run it live, so you can attach IDA live to it, and so you can actually debug it live, like set breakpoints in the executable and step through.
Oh, damn.
So like when I'm doing reverse engineering, it doesn't matter. You don't need it for mbin compiler stuff, but for like more advanced reverse engineering, you can like set breakpoints in the like assembler and then step through and see what all the like memory's doing, and it's pretty interesting actually how it works.
Damn, okay.
There's definitely some interesting chunks of code in their thing.
That's it's a bit complicated for me. Dude, I just feel like I'm making pretty websites, pretty apps, but all this modding stuff is just absolutely insane. But then if you look at other games like Scrap Mechanic, I was looking at their game files, and they have everything. Like, here's the crafting recipes. It's a JSON file.
Oh wow.
You got your unique IDs, and if you're wondering what the unique ID is, now I'm not going to find it, but there's a file that's literally called item descriptions, where it has the unique ID and then their title and description for it.
Yeah, that's cool.
The whole game runs off of these JSON files, so you can just edit the JSON files. You don't have to unpack, repack, anything like that. It just changes.
That's so easily moddable.
And then you look at No Man's Sky's mbin files, and
yeah, I guess the thing is that it's trying to save space. Like No Man's Sky is pretty good. Like the game's 9 gigabytes. It's pretty small for like what there is. Hello Games have done a reasonably good job of compressing all their data. There's some questionable decisions they've made in their compression, but they've done pretty good.
That's true.
So
one thing
I think all the audio actually and shaders.
One thing I wanted to do still for the mbin compiler was the mbin compiler's DLL wasn't all that easy to make use of, because where the fuck is no man? Don't search in. I just want to show you quickly. I might make a pull request one day.
Yeah.
Alright, so the DLL file, it has some of the cool functionality that I want, but I had to actually go and check what the mbin compiler exe was doing. Ugh, I'm not going to find it.
Yeah, sorry, I was going to say, so I've been meaning to actually update the API documentation because it does do all the things that you want and more. Like, it does more than, like, anyway, we can chat after this and I can just tell you how to do some of the things. Because you can do, like, you can load entire files into memory, and then you can traverse the various structures. You can basically just create new structures on the fly and add them to things. You can load in, like, all kinds of things.
Because what I ended up doing was I found the part where it was using the. Alright, so I'm using the libmbin, but the libmbin doesn't have something like that I can say decompile. I just wanted to say, like, here's the mbin file, give me XML file here.
It has that.
It's does.
There's an IO. It's got an IO section. So, it's in. Where is it? I'd have to find it. It's got. I thought I wrote this. I'm sure. Maybe I haven't. I mustn't have updated the documentation. But anyway, there's an IO, and it's just like, convert file or something like that. Like it's super simple. Damn. You can literally just be like mbin to XML, XML to mbin, or like, you can do it in a single line, or you can just load it into memory. So you can load it into memory, make modifications, and then write that out to either mbin or EXML. So if you go,
I think I think I found it in. No, it's not here. So what I did do is I found some. Oh, here's convert file. So in the exe I found how it was using the lib, and then I just pretty much copy pasted it and just removed a whole bunch of the error checking and any of the like writing out to logs. And so now I've got my own little convert mbin, and it worked. I was impressed that it worked. But like,
yeah, no, we've got like a single thing, so you can just go, so it's just where is it? So in libmbin, you just use file io.load mbin, and that'll just load it.
Oh no. I didn't check if
that'll load it to the but there's a few things. So libmbin.fileio is the one you want. So file and then io, and that'll just not file.io, file.io.
Oh.
Yep. And that should have a few.
Whenever I'm running OBS, I can't fucking control spacebar.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, yeah, just have a look at that later. And if you have issues, just message me. But yeah, you can load that into templates. You can load them in. So you can load like an mbin. You should just be able to do it directly to XML. I think I added some new things recently. I had a commit a few weeks ago maybe, which added functionality, which basically just did straight from XML to mbin and Arbor or whatever.
Damn. Okay.
So yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the documentation's garbage. Sorry, there's too many things on my plate to do it. It needs to be updated.
It's not a problem. I started a new project the other day, and I literally like under issues and stuff. I was like, yeah, if you could write the documentation, that'd be great. For now, just do like Flutter run, and I'm not going to deal with how to install Flutter or any issues that you get. Just figure it out yourself.
Yeah, at least the NMSDK documentation is pretty good. I've got that being built automatically, and it like has pictures on how to do various things. It's not like super good, but it's far better than mbin compilers.
When you say
like
it's being built automatically,
yeah. So if you click on that link, the GitHub IO one.
Oh,
so this here is. So it's got information on the side, and I've got an API guide, which I don't have for mbin compiler, but it has all the information about how to do it. So
damn, that's nice.
Yeah, so at least that one has a good documentation. Really, mbin compiler should, but
it takes time. It takes time to make good documentation.
I've got a branch for mbin compiler which has documentation, so it's in the pipeline. Okay. I don't know which one that is.
I still got to do this for a whole bunch of stuff.
That's the poor part.
I'm very close to making the AssistantNMS app just completely open source, since it's almost there.
Yeah. It's good having stuff open source, I guess.
Yeah. It just feels like, it's been a lot of work, and I almost feel like someone could just take it and create another app and just be like, oh, this is the companion for No Man's Sky. Yeah. But
so I guess I don't have an mbin compiler because it's like a program you have to download, and if anyone just forked it and started trying to release it themselves like that, they still have to wait for my updates anyway, so it doesn't even really help if someone tried to release it separately.
Yeah, but it's alright.
I get that.
But thanks, dude. Like, I think I'm gonna look at that community mission table. The one thing I'm still want to add to the app is like the achievements. I've got the achievements half mapping. The next thing I'll do.
Yeah, you can use libmbin to do this kind of stuff, because you can. So instead of converting it to EXML and then getting something to go over the EXML, just use libmbin to load it into the struct, and then then you can just traverse through that. And so you just read it from mbin directly into memory and then load it just using C#. And so you can just basically read the data from the mbin file. You don't have to convert it first.
Oh damn, that would actually be really cool.
It's really easy. Yeah, and you can do all kinds of stuff then, because you can just go over lists of stuff, and then you can go, give me, anyway, you can do all your kind of C# magic on just these structs. So, yeah.
Damn. All right. I'm gonna have to look at all that. You've given me so much work now. Oh no, cool. Thanks for joining. Giving me all these tips. All these
Yeah,
pointers.
that's all right. Yeah, I'm meant to be working on NMSDK at the moment, but I need it now.
I still want to one day do something with NMSDK, but I'm not good at Blender or anything like that. I haven't ever actually. I think I've opened Blender twice. I've installed it 3 times and opened it twice. I think that's my stats at the moment.
Yeah,
but it's cool.
It's
good.
good. I'm having more people use it. Yeah, I'm having more people use it currently because there's. Have you heard of the base builder plugin for Blender?
I think so. I think I've seen it on GitHub.
Yeah, so there's this guy who has made a plugin which basically it's in Blender and you can just I don't know if you'll find it that easily. I might have started actually. Charlie Banks. Yeah. So it basically allows you to just create bases in Blender. So you can kind of say, oh, I want these particular pieces, and then you can just move around in Blender, and then it'll just export. Yeah, you can see things like that. You can make in Blender really easily, and then it just exports, and you're like save or whatever, and your base just looks like that.
Damn.
So you can just make these amazing bases. And people have been wanting compatibility between that and NMSDK so that you can basically export them as actual scenes. And so you just basically build a base and then just export that as a scene, and then you can just stick that in places. So you can just build giant robots wherever you want, just using parts from the game. And so then, yeah, like, I don't know.
Oh, that'd be amazing. And especially now with crossplay. Like PlayStation and Xbox players can actually see this on the PC. Well, see what PC players have created. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, PS4 players make some incredible things as well, and Xbox as well.
It's true.
But this kind of just lets you make just, things that are literally impossible to make in the game because, it wouldn't normally let you put pieces in certain places. But because this just lets you basically just put anything wherever you want.
Yeah.
You can kind of bypass some of those restrictions, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, jeez. Alright, no, that's awesome. Okay, I think I'm gonna end the stream there. It's been a good hour.
Yeah.
And I got work to do. Thanks for joining, dude.
Yeah. No worries. Sorry for derailing.
No, it was also I learned a lot now.
It was interesting looking at how. It's interesting seeing how your app works, like the whole ecosystem. There's a lot more going on than I realized.
Yeah, there's a lot going on behind the scenes, but yeah, I'm missing a few things here. And like everything has got CI/CD, so everything is automatically being built and released, and there's staging environments as well that I haven't put in this image. So
yeah.
there's quite a bit that goes on.
Yeah, for sure.
I still want to add like a huge amount more. I wish. So I was thinking of getting like the creator of Nom Nom. What's his name again? Zenziku.
Yeah.
We were thinking of getting his save editor to persist the data from someone's save to the Assistant for No Man's Sky web API so that we can sync that to their Google Drive so that the app can download their inventory straight from the game. If we could map the entire inventory out, then you have to do it manually because that really sucks.
Yeah, all the inventory stuff is in the game's files as well, I think.
Yeah, I would just need to convert the game IDs to the app IDs, and then that it should be fine. It shouldn't be that bad. It's already been done before.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's pretty cool though. Sounds interesting.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for everyone for watching. I'm gonna go out. Bye.
See ya.